Good day, young scientists. Welcome to Science 5, Quarter 2, Lesson 3. I am Sir Alfred and I will be your science teacher today. Okay, so as a review, let us identify the characteristic of living things using the following pictures. The first one, we have growth and development. Ano naman ang pangalawa? We can say that living things can move. Another characteristic of living things, what is it? Living things need nutrition. What about this one? Living things respond to stimuli. So, nag-react tayo sa mga factors sa ating paligid, yung mga bagay na nakaka-apekto sa atin, like temperature, pressure, at iba pang mga bagay. And lastly, from these pictures, we can say that living things can reproduce its own kind. So, we can reproduce our own kind. So, how do animals reproduce? Animals have different ways of reproduction, which enable their kind to continually flourish on Earth. Reproduction of animals is different from that of humans. So, lahat ng mga animals po ay nagpaparami, no? Para magpatuloy ang kanilang lahi sa mundo. At syempre, yung way nila ng reproduction ay iba sa way ng reproduction ng mga tao. Science 5 Quarter 2, Lesson 3 is about modes of reproduction in animals. So dito, pag-uusapan natin paano ba nagpaparami yung mga iba't ibang mga hayop. So every organism exists as a result of reproduction. Reproduction means to reproduce. It is a biological process by which an organism reproduces offspring that are similar to their parents. It enables and ensures the continuity of species generation after generation. Furthermore, it is a fundamental feature of all known as life. So yun nga, lahat nga ng may buhay ay may kakayahang magparami para magpatuloy ang lahi. Kakayahan to ng mga living things. At syempre, yung kanila magiging anak ay kapareho rin ng mga parents. Nasisiguro nito na hindi mawawala yung lahi nila sa mundo from generation to the next. So again, lahat ng living things ay may kakayahang magparami. Yun nga lang, hindi pare-pareho. Now, let's talk about the modes of reproduction in animals. So may dalawang paraan kung paano nagpaparami ang mga animals. We have the sexual reproduction and the other one is asexual reproduction. So what is the difference between the two? In sexual reproduction, an animal produces a new individual when two parents are present. Okay, so isa lang uri ng reproduction na dalawang magulang ang kailangan, isang babae at isang lalaki. It involves union of sex cells, one from the male and one from the female animal to form new individual. So, kailangan po na mag-combine o maging isa yung mga sex cells nila or gamit. Yun nga, isa sa lalaki at isa sa babae para magkaroon po ng bagong individual or ng offspring. On the other hand, when we say asexual reproduction, it is a type of reproduction which does not need one male and one female parent to produce an offspring. So, hindi na kailangan ng isang babae or isang lalaki pa na animal na parent para magparami siya. Single-parent organism simply makes identical copies of itself. So, isang individual na organism ay may kakayahang magparami ng kahalin tulad din niya ng mga anak. So, kaya niya mag-produce or magkaroon ng mga anak kahit siya lamang ay mag-isa. So, that is the difference between the two. Again, sexual involves male and female and involves the union of sex cells. On the other hand, when we say asexual reproduction, it only needs one parent, and then the single parent just make a single or simply makes an identical copies of itself. So, nagpaparami siyang mag-isa. So, hindi na kailangan ng mga sex cells sa asexual reproduction. Now, so we have some list of animals which exhibit sexual reproduction. Ito yung mga hayop na sexual po yung kanilang paraan ng pagpapadami. It means merong male and female. Involves yung mga sex cells or gametes, the egg and the sperm. Example, we have amphibians like frog, toads, and salamander. We also have birds like chicken, eagle, and mga birds. And we have mammals, yung mga nagpo-produce ng milk like cow, pigs, cats, and dogs. We also have reptiles like snakes and turtles. And lastly, we have fishes, yung mga isda like shark, milkfish, goldfish. Okay, so again, these are the common animals in our community that exhibits sexual reproduction. So kasama rin dito yung mga insect dahil meron din male and female na insect. Now, what do we mean by fertilization? It is a process that takes place when a sperm cell unites with the egg cell. Kapag nagsama po yung egg at sperm, sila ay naging isa, ang tawag po sa process o prosesong ito ay fertilization. So kapag nagkaroon ng fertilization, magkakaroon na po ng new individual. Now, the term zygote. Zygote means fertilized egg which develops into an embryo. So kapag po na-fertilize na ng sperm yung egg, ang tawag na po sa kanya ay zygote. Yun po yung single cell na lamang. Naging isang cell na lang po yung egg at sperm, nagko-combine sila, at ang tawag doon ay zygote. And then, the embryo undergoes continuous development until it eventually grows into a newborn animal. Now, we have the two types of fertilization. So, there are two types of fertilization. We have internal fertilization and the other one is external fertilization. So, may dalawang klase po, internal at external. So, when we say internal fertilization, the sperm cell fertilize the egg inside the female's body. So, nangyayari po yung fertilization sa loob ng katawan ng babae kapag internal fertilization. Embryo may be born alive or hatched from egg. So, maaaring lumaki po yung embryo inside the female's body hanggang siya po ay ipanganak. And then, pwede rin po siyang lumaki sa loob ng isang egg. On the other hand, external fertilization occurs outside the bodies of parents. So, nangyayari po yung fertilization ng pagkasanib ng egg at sperm sa labas ng katawan ng mga magulang niya or outside the female's body. So, paano po nangyayari yon? The female releases the egg cells into the water, then the male releases the sperm cells into the water to fertilize it. So, ang ginagawa po ng mga parents, inilalabas po ng babae yung itlog sa water. And then, yung male naman, ilalabas din niya yung sperm sa water para magkaroon po ng fertilization. So, again, nangyayari po yung fertilization sa water kapag external fertilization. Okay, anong mga hayop ang may internal fertilization? We have insects, birds, cats, and cows. Ano naman mga hayop ang may external fertilization? Example, we have frogs and fishes. So mostly mga amphibians and fishes po ang nag-exhibit ng external fertilization. Let's have a game. We have the guess the animal. So, meron akong babasahin mga description o parang riddle. Sasabihin nyo kung anong hayop ang dinidescribe. Okay, we have the first one. I lay eggs in water. I like to hop around. I'm green, but I'm not a leaf. I have a long tongue, but I'm not a giraffe. What am I? Ano kaya ito? Kung naisip mo ay frog, you are correct. Let's have a second one. I start as a caterpillar. I go through metamorphosis. I feed on nectars, but I'm not a bee. I'm colorful, but I'm not a rainbow. What am I? If you think na ang sagot ay butterfly, you are correct. Next, I bite and suck people's blood. I am an insect, but I'm not a spider. I spread disease, but I'm not a sneeze. I lay eggs in stagnant water during the breeding cycle. What am I? Kung naisip mo ay mosquito, you are correct. Number 4. Number 4. I have legs and tails. I am your best friend. I use my nose to sniff food. I get pregnant when the heat cycle period occurs. What am I? Ano ba ang man's best friend? Kung naisip mo ay dog, you are correct. I have 4 legs. I eat fish if you feed me. I have just one, but with 8 to spare. I ovulate every 1 to 3 weeks with contact stage. What am I? Kung naisip mo ay cat, you are correct. Let's talk about the modes of reproduction of some animals in the community. Kanina doon sa ating guess the animal, may 5 hayop tayo nabanggit. We have the butterfly, mosquito, frog, cats, and dogs. So today, pag-uusapan natin kung paano ba nagpaparami yung 5 animal na ating hinulaan kanina. Let's start with the first one. We have the modes of reproduction in butterflies. Paano nga ba nagpaparami ang mga butterfly? The mating begins when the male butterfly detects a female butterfly releasing pheromones at close range. When the female accepts the male attaches to the female's abdomen, injecting a sperm packet into her stomach that she stores until she decides to lay eggs. They may go on a courtship flight during mating that can last for an hour or more. So, nagliligawan mo ni mga butterfly, no? Nag-iikutan sila. Ang tawag yun ay courtship flight. And then, paano ba nahahanap ng lalaki yung female butterfly? Ang female butterfly po ay naglalabas ng sex hormone na tinatawag na pheromones. Pag naamoy ito ng male butterfly, hahanapin niya yung female. And then, kapag sila ay tapos na magligawan, i-inject po ng male sa tiyan o sa abdomen po ng female yung tinatawag na sperm packet. Maaari itong i-store o itago until kung kailan niya gusto maglabas ng eggs. As the eggs pass down the female butterfly's egg-laying tube, the sperm fertilizes them. Although male butterflies can mate more than once, the female butterfly only mate once throughout their lives. About 4 days, a female butterfly lays from 100 to 300 eggs during her life. The eggs hatch about 4 days after they are laid. When the larvae first hatch, they are less than 1 centimeter and grow to be about 5 centimeter. So, ganyan, nagkakaroon po ng attachment and then, kapag ilalabas na po ng female butterfly yung egg, fertilize na siya ng sperm na nasa sperm packet sa kanyang abdomen. Ang mga male butterfly po ay maaaring magkaroon ng iba't ibang mga asawa. It can mate more than once. Pero yung female, once lang siya nagkakaroon ng asawa. Bakit? Kasi after niya mangitlog, maaari na siyang mamatay. Ibig sabihin, loyal yung babae kasi siya po ay once lang magkakaroon ng asawa. Pero yung male butterfly, kaya niya maglaga ng ibang araw o mas matagal pa ng ilang araw. So, maaaring mag-lay o maglabas ng eggs ang butterfly mo 100 to 300 sa kanyang buhay. At kapag nabisa na ito, maging larvae na maliit, 1 cm, at kapag ito ay kumain na ng mga leaves, maaari ito mag-grow up to 5 cm or more. Depende po sa species ng butterfly. Next. Paano ba nagpaparami mga frogs? Let's talk about the modes of reproduction in frogs. So all frogs reproduce sexually. The fertilization in frogs happens outside the female's body. Ibig sabihin, nagkaaroon po ng pagpaparami yung mga palaka. Although sila ay sexual, mayroong male and female, pero nangyayari po yung fertilization outside the female's body. So we can consider it as external fertilization. Paano nangyayari ito? The female releases her eggs and the male releases his sperm at the same time. So sabay nilalabas ng female at ng male yung kanilang sex cell sa tubig. The male and female get into a mating posture. Take note of the mating posture called a plexus, in which the male climbs onto the female's back and claps his forelegs around her middle to make sure that the sperm reaches the eggs. They can stay in a plexus for hours or even days as the female releases a few, as one, or many as several hundred eggs. Mangyayari po yung amplexus, yun po yung pagpatong ng lalaking palaka sa likod ng babaeng palaka. Pinipiga niya yung tiyan, yung abdomen ng babae para lumabas po yung egg. And then, syempre, habang nilalabas ng female yung egg sa water, nilalabas din ng male yung kanyang sperm sa water para magkaroon ng fertilization. So, maaaring tumagal ang plexus or mating posture nila ng ilang oras or ilang araw. Depende po kung gaano kadaming egg cell ang nilalabas ng babaeng palaka. Ayan, nasa picture po yung plexus. Yan. So, naglalabas po ng mga eggs. Yung female, mas malaki siya dun sa male. Yung male po yung nasa likod. Then, habang naglalabas yung female, nilalabas din ng male yung sperm. Usually, about 6 to 21 days, on average, after being fertilized, the egg will hatch. Most eggs are found in calm and static waters to prevent getting to rumbled about in infancy. So, usually, nangitig po yung mga palaka sa kalmado at static water, meaning to say, hindi dumadaloy at hindi malakas ang agos para hindi magka-problema kapag napisa na yung mga eggs. Some frogs like the coast foam nest tree frog actually mate in 3 branches overlooking static bonds and streams. So may isang uri ng palaka na tawag na coast foam nest tree frog na nangiitlog sa mga sanga ng puno o sa mga daon ng halaman na mayroon syempreng water na na-store doon. The gestation period is approximately 33 days for frogs give birth 33 days after they were found in a plexus. So mula pagkatapos ng plexus, sa loob ng 33 days, maaari nang mapisa yung mga mga baby frog. So, yung tinatawag natin mga tadpole. Now, let's talk about the modes of reproduction in mosquito. Reproduction by mosquitoes begins with courtship. During mating, the male deposits sperm into the female through a small pouch in her abdomen. The female sucks the blood used to feed the fertilized egg. After mating and sucking down some blood, the female will rest for a few days to lay eggs in water, swamps, or anywhere with sufficient moisture. So same as with the butterfly, nagkakaroon din po ng mating and courtship po sa mga mosquitoes. Nagliligawan din sila. And syempre, during their mating, nag-iiwan din ng sperm sa pouch ng female sa kanyang mga tiyan para magkaroon po ng fertilization. Nag-iiwan po yung male ng sperm packet sa loob din ng abdomen ng mga mosquito. And syempre, after mating, yung babaeng mosquito po ay hihigop ng dugo. It will suck some blood. Ba't siya nag-suck ng blood? Para magkaroon po ng nutrients yung mga egg sa kanyang katawan. Take note, babae lang pong mosquito ang nangangagat or nasisipsip ng dugo kasi sila lang mga may kailangan ng nutrients sa blood para sa kanilang mga egg. Yung mga male po, kontento po sila sa mga nectar or plant juices. Pero yung female, ito po yung nangangagat. At kailangan ng dugo para mas mag-develop po yung mga egg sa kanyang katawan. So after a few days, magpapahinga po yung female at siya po ay mangingitlog sa water, sa swamp, or anywhere kung saan meron pong moisture o may tubig na basa o may basang lugar. Yan. So picture po na yan, example, meron pong egg case na initlog yung mosquito sa water. The male mosquito only live for about a week and have no purpose after mating with the female. So mosquitoes only mate once. The female mosquito only requires the sex cells of the male for the rest of her life to produce new few batches of eggs. The entire life cycle from egg to an adult takes approximately 8 to 10 days. Pupae develop into adult flying mosquitoes in 2 to 3 days. Female mosquitoes lay eggs inside containers holding water. Eggs are ready to hatch from few days to several months after being laid. So kagaya din ng mga butterfly, no, hindi rin po nagtatagal yung ibang mga mosquito, no. So yung mga male mosquito po, maaari lang mabuhay sa loob lamang ng 1 week, pero mas matagal pa rin ang buhay ng mga female mosquito. And ang kailangan lang po kasi ng female ay yung sex cell po o yung sperm galing dun sa male na mosquito para magkaroon sila ng mga itlog. And usually, yung life cycle po ng mosquito, tumatagal lang siya ng 8 to 10 days. So kapag 2 to 3 days na after ipangitlog, maaari na pong maging adult mosquito po yung pupa. No? So maaari itong mangitlog sa mga lalagyan, mga container, yung mga sulok-sulok na mayroong tubig. Now let's talk about the reproduction in dogs. Paano ba nagpaparami mga aso? Dito tayo sa pamilya sa ating man's best friend sa dog. Paano nga ba nagpaparami ang mga aso? Dogs experience heat cycle which lasts for 3 weeks. It is the period when they ovulate and can get pregnant, which is common every 5 to 12 months. During the first week or proestrous cycle, female's vulva, or the outer part of the reproductive organ, swells and secretes blood and aromas that attracts male. They act moody during this stage to both people and other dogs, swinging from affectionate to snappy, and seem to like to tease the males cruelly. They lift their tails to allow a sniff, but that will bite the male's head off if tries to mount. So, yun nga po nangyayari po yan sa mga aso, yung kanilang pong heat cycle sa loob po ng 3 weeks. Approximately po 15 days yung pagkakaroon po ng heat cycle ng mga aso. Sila po ay naglalandi, yung mga babae. Sa period po na ito, nagkakaroon po sila ng ovulation o nagkakaroon po ng egg cell po yung mga dog. Maaari silang mabuntis. So, common po yung itong heat cycle nila every 5 to 12 months. So, yung sa unang linggo, sa first week, ang tawag po doon ay proestrous cycle. Yung pinaka-external organ po ng female o yung vulva nila ay namamaga. It swells. And naglalabas po ng dugo. Parang mayroon pong menstruation o may regla din ng mga aso. And syempre, naaamoy po ng mga male dogs yung aroma nito. At syempre, during the heat cycle, nagiging moody yung mga aso sa tao at sa kapwa niya aso. Maaaring maging malambing, maaaring magagalitin, maaaring hinakarot po yung mga male. Tinataas yung buntot para amuyin siya, pero pag lumalapit na yung lalaking aso, siya po ay nagagalit. The second week of estrous cycle, her vulva will still be swollen, but her vaginal discharge will usually stop having visible blood in it. She will ovulate and is very ready for reproduction. Lastly, in the week 3 of the estrous cycle, or the last stage of being in heat, the female has already ovulated and is losing interest in reproduction. The length of pregnancy in dogs is 61 to 65 days, average of 63 days. This means that about 63 days after a dog is impregnated, it will have its litter. Small dogs should always be bred with a male dog that is smaller than the female. So usually po sa pangalawang linggo ng estrous cycle, still po meron pa rin pong swelling o pamamaga doon sa vulva ng aso. Yung kanya pong discharge o yung kanyang blood na lumalabas sa kanya ay nagiging visible o nagiging mas darker. Lalabas na rin po yung egg cell sa kanyang katawan. I mean, sa kanyang female reproductive organ, meron na pong available na egg cell. At siya po ay ready na sa reproduction ng pagpaparami or mating. Pero sa third week, o yung ikatlong linggo, diestrous cycle na po yung tawag doon. It is the last stage o huling linggo ng paglalandi o sa heat cycle. And then, yung female po ay wala na po siyang energy or interest sa pagpaparami o sa reproduction o sa mating. Usually, yung pregnancy po, yung pagbubuntis ng aso ay 61 to 65 days after, or average of 63 days. Ibig sabihin, after 63 days, after mating, maaari na po siya magkaroon ng litter o paglalabas ng kanyang mga anak. Maaari siya manganak. Yan. So, kailangan usually daw yung mga dog ay minemate sa mas maliit sa female. Ayan. Small dogs should always be bred with a male dog that is smaller than the female. So, usually, mas maliit daw yung male dog sa female. Now, we have the modes of reproduction in cats. Paano pa nagpaparami yung isa sa mga favorite pet natin, yung mga pusa? Cats can go into heat at any time of year, just like dogs. They stay in heat about 5 to 15 days, but unlike dogs, will keep going back into heat every 1 to 3 weeks until they ovulate, and are unlikely to ovulate until there is contact with a male cat. This means they do not ovulate or pass an egg unless they are bred. Reproduction begins through the estrous or reproductive cycle when they reach puberty. They are likely to ovulate until there is a contact with the male animal. So, kagaya din ng mga aso, yung mga pusa po ay nagkakaroon din ng heat cycle sa kahit anong buwan sa taon. Kagaya ng aso, meron din pong 3 weeks or 5 to 15 days na nagkakaroon po ng heat cycle yung mga pusa. At umuulit ito, yung 1 to 3 weeks nila until po magkaroon siya ng ovulation o paglabas ng itlog sa kanyang reproductive organ. So, nagkakaroon lang po ng egg cell o ovulation kapag nagkaroon po ng mating. Ibig sabihin, hindi lalabas yung egg cell unless nagkaroon po ng mating or contact po sa male yung pusa na babae. So, nagkakaroon po ng estrous cycle o yung pagkakaroon po ng heat cycle yung mga cat kapag sila po ay na-reach na nila yung age ng puberty. Parang sila ay binata na talaga na rin. And again, maaari sila mag-ovulate o magkaroon ng egg cell kapag nagkaroon po sila ng mating o contact sa male na pusa. When in heat, they make more noise or meows louder and more frequent. They become much more affectionate toward people, weaves and in and out of their legs, rubs against them, shakes her pelvis, and rolls about on the floor, and flags her tail. A cat pregnancy lasts about 63 to 65 days. So, a cat can have kittens when they are young as 4 months and 6 months old. So, sa heat cycle po, sa estrous cycle po ng mga pusa, nagiging maingay sila. Mahilig sila mag-meow. O tinatawag natin parang naglalampungan, di ba? So, nagiging malamping sila sa tao, sa kapwa rin nilang pusa. At syempre, maaaring kaskas yung sarili sa mga nag-aalaga sa mga bagay sa paligid, and maaaring nila i-shake yung kanilang mga bewang o mga pelvis. Maaaring gumulong-gulong sa floor or tinataas yung kanilang mga buntot. Usually, yung pagbubuntis ng pusa ay tumatagal po ng 63 to 65 days. So, maaaring sila magkaroon ng kittens when they are young as 4 months or 6 months old. So, maaaring sila magbuntis na napakaaga. 4 months to 6 months, maaaring na magkaroon ng pregnancy yung mga pusa kapag nagkaroon sila ng contact sa male cat. Now, alamin natin kung yung natandaan at naintindihan ang ating pinag-aralan ngayong araw. Let's have your test yourself. Identification. Identify the animal being described in each sentence. Anong hayop kaya ang tinutukoy sa bawat sentence na ito? Number 1. The female releases egg cells and the male releases his sperm at the same time in a mating posture called amplexus. Ano kaya ang hayop ang mayroong mating posture na amplexus? Kung naisip mo ay frog, tama ka. Number 2. The male deposits sperm into the female through a small pouch in her abdomen. Ano kaya ang hayop ito? Kung naisip mo ay mosquito, you are correct. Number 3. The mating begins when the male animal detects a female animal releasing pheromone at a close range. Ano kaya ang hayop ito yung nag-release ng pheromone na naaamoy ng male animal? Kung ang sagot mo ay butterfly, you are correct. Number 4. The estrous cycle is present when the female animal gets into heat at any time of the year. So kahit anong panahon daw o kahit anong buwan sa isang taon, maaari magkaroon ng estrous cycle. And it's likely to ovulate until there is contact with the male animal. So magkakaroon lang ng ovulation o egg cell kapag nagkaroon po ng mating sa lalaki. Ano kaya ito ang hayop? Kung naisip mo ay cat, you are correct. Number 5. The female animal experiences a heat period which lasts for 3 weeks. Ano kayang hayop to? Nagkaaroon po siya ng heat cycle o heat period sa loob ng 3 weeks. Kung naisip mo ay dog, you are correct. Okay, sino sa inyo ang naka-perfect? Wow, good job! Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new today. This is Sir Alfred, your science teacher. Thank you and God bless. Please like, comment, and share. See you on my next video. Bye-bye!